5-color auras versus Pepe hands. Risky. Risky. Everything's gonna depend on Light-Paws surviving, but let's see what we can get going here. Alright, well that was a pretty good draw. I don't have a 1 mana enchantment, unfortunately. Aura. Oh. Definitely not gonna block. You know it. You know it. Alright, let's go for the Staggering Insight. Go full on Emperor. Definitely want to grab a... Let's go Sheltered here. Get rid of this one. Alright, and that's enough to decide the game here. Lifelink is where it's at. Plus, of course, the value of the Light-Paws, the ward. So, it's... yeah, that worked out well. Let's keep rolling. 5-color auras versus the mighty Mechans. 2 confluences, but we'll go with this. This could work out well. If the opponent is also an aggressive deck, then Lifelink would be handy, but that's often the case. Maybe just a Gladecover Scout that is protected here. Or just, well, it is protected on its own, but with which is pumped up here will be enough. Is in the tank. Deeply in the tank. Yeah. So I basically need Sheltered by Ghosts. Or the Staggering Insight. Yeah, give it first strike. Ooh, I can actually search for Sheltered by Ghosts with this. Currently, though, that would mean I have to do this over the split that over 2 turns, which is a little problematic. Honestly, I'm gonna stay back here. This thing has first strike. Alright. Well, I'm definitely gonna take out this thing. Okay! I'll take it. So what I would have done next is, so having a first striker on the defense against a red base deck, it seems to be good. Next turn I would have probably opted to just play the Birthright Boon to get a Sheltered by Ghosts to really close off this game here. I know it would have taken me 2 turns to really deploy it, but I think it would have been really helpful and game decisive. If I drew into a land, then I could still add like another Scout or an Audacity. But anyway, the opponent realized that first strike is quite strong. 5-color auras versus Divinati. Okay, what have we? Yeah. Only 1 aura though, but putting that on a Scout with the paws on the field is already pretty strong, and we'll draw into stuff as well. So, all right, well, let's go Scout. Into paw. And here we go. Here we go. Do I need to pick up? I don't expect... Alright. Shall we go Sheltered? Why not? Let's just, like, slow them down completely here. Hitting for 6, and next turn I'm already set up for lethal. Yeah, I think this is game. This should be game. If I draw a land, that would be even better, because then I can do 2 auras. Otherwise, I can only do 1. What does it find? And with a different name than each aura you control. So it always has to be a new and different aura, right? So, yeah, they have 1 mana up, so yeah, let's just get the most damage we can. Let's make this hexproof. Let's find you something nice. And this is already lethal anyway, so I don't even need to look for anything. But yeah. Alright, GG. Quick one, decisive. Quick and decisive victory. 5-color auras. And I'm telling you, I feel that the 5-color version is the superior version over the Selesnya one. Because you just have more hexproofs. You have 4 hexproof creatures. And you have more lifelink. And I think those 2 things are pretty key for this deck. But let's keep playing before we come to a final verdict here. 5-color auras versus the mighty Thwank. Alright, this is not keepable, unfortunately. Just hoping to draw a creature isn't going to be enough. This one is keepable, but still also very risky. I'm gonna ditch the Hammerhand here. So this one is a risky keep. So this could be the first game where we struggle a little bit, but let's see what happens first. So it's all gonna depend on Light-Paws surviving the turn I play it. So will they be able to get rid of it? Alright, here we go. This is the moment. Unfortunately, I can't fetch Alpha Authority from the deck either. So the Sheltered is also a risk. Yeah, they're targeting it. I was expecting this. I didn't expect this to survive. So now I need like a... Gladecover Scout would be probably a good draw. Anything I can throw my Sheltered on. Alright, yeah, I think this is game now. So that Light-Paws really had to survive. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case, so this can happen with the deck if you don't have your Hexproof guys available to you. All right, everything. All right, GG. On to the next game. Quick and painless defeat. 5-Color auras versus Prominent Pioneer Grozertigs. Roars Trigs. We only have one land. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna give it a shot. Alright. Just one more shot here to find another land. And it has to be white even. Like white or blue or ideally white. And they have the perfect answer, but oh, that's pretty good. Alright, so we are still online. I'm gonna flash in the Cryptomancer. You gotta be kidding me. Alright, take the Light-Paws. I could have played Light-Paws, but okay. Blade of the Oni, sure. Let's just make it big, come on. Like, everything relies on this one creature now anyway. Do they have another Edict? That's the question. A Shieldred is fine. Wait a minute, I need to be careful here. The Shieldred has Death Touch. But I have to get through it, so let's offer the trade here. Alright, they're not... Oh, my thing has First Strike. I'm an idiot. Ah, that was a mistake. Yeah, go ahead. I'm okay with Field of Ruin, to be honest. I'll grab white. Chump block the shield. And now, can we go for the kill? Is this gonna be enough? I think it's not. No, it's not. Oh. It's not enough. And holding back is not going to help me either because... But I will have to hold back here. But then I'll lose... No, I won't lose. So I can chump block the Shieldred. It's not really chump blocking, just blocking the Shieldred. I basically need to draw a lifelinker. Alright, GG. So the opponent, yeah, the opponent did have a deck which works kind of well. Oh, I'm still alive though, but like, I have to block. So which one singular one draw can I have? There's no way. There's no single card here that can... Oh, that's the one I was looking for. Alright. Okay. Unfortunately, a defeat here at the end. Yeah, they had just the right... They had good tools to deal with my deck. They put on the pressure surprisingly fast while I wasn't able to push through. They did get rid of the Light-Paws and the Gladecover Scout. So the early, yeah, Shieldred, Thoughtseize, like that's a good combination. That's one of the few ways that this deck can be dealt with outside of the temporary lockdown. But okay, 3-2, it's okay. Let's head over to the recap. All right, 5-color auras. What is this deck about? This deck is about 8 hexproof creatures which cannot be targeted and are thus fairly difficult to get rid of, especially in the early game. And the rest of the deck basically aims to pump these things and make them as big as possible and giving them a lot of keywords to push through the damage. The size usually comes from All That Glitters and Ethereal Armor, while the keywords come from like Trample from Audacity, Flying from the Gifts Boon, Vigilance. No, this one gives First Strike. The Sentinel's Eyes gives Vigilance, so you can pick whatever you need. So that's the core. And then you have the Light-Paws, which is just insane value. So whenever you play an aura that targets any creature, you can also pick another aura from your deck and put it on Light-Paws, if with the same or less mana value. So this is where really you can tutor up any kind of aura. Often it's the Sheltered by Ghosts, but sometimes if you know the opponent runs sacrifice effects, it could be the Sentinels, the Cartouche of Solidarity. But yeah, definitely Sheltered by Ghosts is probably the go-to, but also often Ethereal Armor or All That Glitters is what you want to be looking for as well. And it's very handy that these are actually differently mana costed, which makes it, you know, sometimes you can fetch up this one, sometimes that one. So you have a little bit of flexibility there. The Staggering Insight is a 4-of because this one gives lifelink and draw cards when you deal combat damage. So you're able to keep up a little bit also on cards. At the same time, lifelink is a big one, especially if you're in a aggro mirror match. And then you have 2 of Kellan, which is more for the search your library for an aura card, to also dig up whatever you might be missing, or whatever you might need to just push through the final bit of damage. Yeah, the deck is pretty successful, I would say. What you lose against though is either against aggro decks if you don't find your life linkers, against control decks if they run temporary lockdown or more sweep or even the more expensive sweepers, and as we saw in the final game, black decks which run Thoughtseize and edict effects, because edicts are one of the ways to get past hexproof outside of sweepers. So yeah, there you have it. 5-color. Why do I prefer the 5-color version? Honestly, I just like having more access to more hexproof creatures. The Selesnya version has like the toadstool thing, or that thing which has ward 2. It's also fine, and it makes the mana base a little bit less taxing. However, I find the upside, like the little bit more life that you lose doesn't often make that much of a difference, and you add more life gain in here as well. With the Staggering Insight, you are aiming, you can gain a little, you have more ways to gain your life back, and also a little bit more card advantage. So that's kind of the upside, but both versions are definitely both strong. There's only a minor difference between them, despite this one having way more colors. But yeah. And let's see what the Staggering Insight has to say. Only cowards flee from the truth. Perisophia, the philosopher. And on that note, thanks for watching. Have fun. See you in the arena, and peace.